Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey there, welcome to Red State Update. My name's Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, it's Dunlap, and it's good to be with you, America. It's good to be with our folks in a week like this when all too rarely a divided, distracted, splintered America gets to witness one event that everybody knows about. And everybody's got their little opinions and notions and takes.
Yeah.
Used to, you'd get around the water cooler at work and say, man, did you see Growing Pains last night? Everything was witnessed by millions and millions of people. Hey, TikTok stuff, Jackie, I bet you that millions of kids watch that you don't know nothing about.
I don't want to know nothing about it.
And here we are, a whole country coming together over one event so singular, so unmissable, so inescapable.
Yeah.
Started when someone comes out on a broadcast and starts maybe getting a little lippy, maybe saying too much, maybe going too far, maybe stepping over a line.
Oh, yeah.
And then somebody gets up and says, no, we can't have this. This will not stand. And smacks them the fuck down.
Hey,
and of course, we're talking about Madison Cawthorn, talking about orgies and cocaine, and Kevin McCarthy saying, son, I'll hit you like that tree. He hit a tree in a famously hit a tree in a video. This guy, Madison Cawthorn, freshman congressman from North Carolina, 26 years old, went on a podcast. Jackie, you might have heard it. Did you listen to the Warrior Poet Society podcast this week? Did you catch the latest?
No.
Madison Cawthorn went on there and he said that Washington just loves to invite him to an orgy. He said people he's looked up to, older, 60, 70-year-old.
His heroes. Heroes. The Republican Party.
Invite him to say, hey, we're getting together. We're having a, what do you say? Like a little sexual, what you invite me to? He's above it all. He doesn't know nothing about no orgies. He has been accused of a few sexual, I don't know. I don't know how the details in front of me.
Harassment, several ways harassment. Some kind of harassment. I don't know details of all of it, but yeah, there's people talking about him. Yeah.
He did fuck up a tree too. And
accusing him, I should say, not talking about him, accusing him. It's a difference. Yeah.
So I don't know. It sounded like he knew what he was talking about with the cocaine, though. He did seem to be. He said I don't know who he was talking about. He didn't say who he was talking about. Kevin McCarthy come out and said that he's lost his trust. He has to regain his trust back. But it seems like people are mad at him and are backing challengers in Washington. They don't like people talking, either making up stories about orgies or talking about real life orgies and key bumps.
Well, he said it's his own words. Kevin McCarthy said, I have lost trust. And it's hard, I lost trust in Madison Cawthorn. It's hard to trust someone if you invite them to your orgy and they go on a podcast and tell everybody about it.
Orgies are built on trust. You don't even have to go to the orgy. Like if somebody asks you to go to an orgy, you're automatically in. You can't talk because you go talk about it. That's bad fucking form.
Hey, watch your mouth. But yeah, at least we know out of this situation, we know where McCarthy's line is. This is one thing he cannot stand. Because let's face it, being the minority leader in the House has his share headaches. It does. Good or bad, whatever. Let's not judge him on his character or his spinelessness and on and on. But just the things that he has to put up with on a daily basis, good Lord, any of us should be able to empathize just a little bit with that. And here it is. Here's the thing. Do not bring up the sex orgies or drugs. Don't talk about the sex stuff or drugs. That's it. That's the lie. Now, it ain't like Madison Cawthorn was going in front of a bunch of white supremacists and telling them about orgies. Well, wait a minute. I don't know what this podcast is. What is it again?
It could be a white supremacist podcast for all I know. I feel like people would say something about
Sure.
But maybe they got distracted by the orgies. I mean, we are talking about the orgies instead of Ginnie Thomas first, or about Trump asking Putin for help first, or any of that. Or, Biden saying Putin's got to be thrown out of power. We went straight to the orgies and cocaine, as is my want. That's what I usually. If there's a buffet that includes orgies and cocaine, that's going to be my first stop. And then I'll probably get another plate and go back for more orgies and cocaine, and then the rest of the thing. So I understand. I want to listen, Madison Cawthorn, listen, if you're listening and you want to join, even though maybe you're not someone I want to get in business with, since you're obviously untrustworthy, aside from the accusations of sexual harassment and fucking up that tree and some weird stuff with the driver's license. Probably I don't. Also, you seem dumb as fuck. But aside from all that,
watch your mouth.
If you want to join the Red State Update podcast empire, he probably listens to this, Jackie.
What?
You think? Man, what if he listens to us and just laughs and chortles? This Chortland Madison Cawthorn. Madison Cawthorn, if you want to become part of the Red State Update podcast empire and do the Madison Cawcast.
No.
Or Podison Cawthorn? Or Madison Podthorn?
What?
And we just talk about orgies, like an orgy themed podcast.
That's you and him. I ain't got no part of it. I ain't doing that. No.
You're going to have to go to some of these orgies and tell us about these 60, 70-year-old heroes of yours. Getting all up in that.
No, he doesn't. He's already said enough.
I don't want conjecture. I want to know details. Girths. I want it all.
No.
I want descriptions of.
No, I'm getting sick right now.
Smells and noises. I want to know the looks in people's eyes.
No.
Also, listen, if you got a podcast and you're bragging about people inviting you to orgies, even if you're like, oh, it's just so corrupt. Man, I can't walk down the fucking street without somebody saying, hey, you want to come to an orgy? I mean, yeah, he's calling out. Sure. It is depraved, man. They are horny for me up there watching it.
Hey.
They are so, you would not believe how horny they are for me on the Madison Cawthorn podcast when I walk down. Listen. Madison Cawthorn. He is also, but they invite him to the orgy and he gets mad about that, but he didn't say they offered him cocaine. He just saw him do it.
He just saw, so they want him to partake in the orgy, but they don't share their drugs.
No wonder he's mad. I'll come to your orgy, but I can't. If you want me to stay for a while, you're going to have to give me some of that cocaine. That's just bad planning, honestly. Well, maybe they were like, hey, and there's some of this too. About 2 a.m. We're all going to. I should have been a politician, Jackie. I see now.
Thank God you aren't. Good Lord. It's bad enough as it is. So don't need to put you in it.
Maybe that's just what they need.
No.
I'm going to tell you, that's why they're going to Madison Cawthorn. It's like, this orgy scene is tired. 60, 70-year-old
All right.
heroes of Madison Cawthorn. We need to shake this up. Well, how about Dunlap? Yeah, let's bring him in.
No.
Wheel him in. Let's go. Listen, let me tell you something else. Madison Cawthorn, very excited to share about the damn orgy and invites from his 60, 70-year-old heroes. But I'm like, who are his 60 or 70-year-old heroes? Is it Duck Dynasty? Was he somewhere where Duck Dynasty was and they were doing cocaine? So you want to come back and see my wife? You know her from TV. And he just thinks they're all in the Senate? I saw Senator Honey Boo Boo the other day, and she was pitching some kind of fit. It's just corrupt to the bone up here in Washington. I don't like it. I don't like it. Do you have an orgy that you want to invite me to? You probably do. I just can't take it anymore.
Just wear a sign around your neck. Do not invite me to orgies.
If I know you're horny DC. For me.
No, just shut.
But don't invite me to your orgy anymore, please. God. I'm out here trying to punch trees and ruin children's educations. I don't need you to. I'll come to a couple of orgies. I'll try to do a couple a year, but I cannot every time I show up. I'm trying to pick the dumbest, meanest things I can be completely uninformed about. That isn't easy. It's not hard either. It's just
all right.
Something I got to do, and I don't have time for all these old-ass orgies. Now, if everybody was young and pretty, yes, I'd be at your orgy, and I'd probably be asking you to my orgy. Well, the way things are now, yes, you're all my heroes, but you're disgusting physically, and you're not the kind of people I want to be at an orgy at. But I will take some of that cocaine.
Just enough of the drugs and sex talk. We get it.
Don't blame me.
We covered it. We covered it. It's said and done. You almost think McCarthy, this is a blessing in disguise for him. I'm sure he'd much rather be talking about this than Marjorie Taylor Greene or Trump off wanting to get dirt from Putin right now, who's killing hundreds of people every hour, probably over there. It's awful what he's doing. He wants dirt with Hunter Biden. You got to think about that? No. Orgies.
It would be funny if he went to like some white supremacist thing and just started talking about the orgies, and they were like, I thought this was going to be about racist stuff. It's two Nazis talking to each other. So like, this is good. It's interesting, but I came for racist stuff, and this isn't really. I mean, I'm kind of turned on now. I don't.
All right.
Madison Cawthorn turning Nazis on since how old is he? 2018.
26-year-old. He looked like he's 17. I did to an old man like me anyway. I don't want to hear any more about or did this or did that. It's just enough sex and drugs talk.
When we started Red State Update, he was 10 years old. Now he's ruining our lives.
Well, he sure ruined Kevin McCarthy's life.
You think there's a chance that a young Madison Cawthorn saw some ill-advised internet sketch we did years ago, and that's what made him the way he was?
Hell no.
He took it literal?
Look, I'll go to my dying days regretting certain things I said and did in this lifetime and things I put out in the world, but no, I did not convert Madison Cawthorn. No. I'm not going to waste a second on that.
No, that's Madison Cawthorn's a lot to put on you, unless, You're Chuck Grassley's wife, and then that's probably exactly what you want. I don't know.
Right.
Is he married? I don't know who anybody. I can't even think of a name of somebody.
I don't want to think of any of their names. It's bad enough thinking about anybody in Congress doing a sex thing, and then you put Duck Dynasty on top of it. You're making it worse and worse, not to mention white supremacists. And I know those all kind of intermingle a little bit, but still.
Listen, I just looked up Chuck Grassley's wife, and it. I was right to go with her. I was right to go with Barbara Grassley. Folks, Google Barbara Grassley when you're imagining these Madison Cawthorn orgies.
All right.
If you want to. I'm not trying to force anybody to do nothing. Listen, Jackie, Madison Cawthorn's on there talking about orgies and cocaine and driving that train, mad at cocaine. Don't you know? I don't even remember the rest of it. But plus, him driving a train would be funny, too, because he'd wreck that train. They'd be like, they won't let me drive a car, so I guess I'm just going to drive a train. What is this button for? The pornography? That's just the intercom.
I'm going to tell everybody about the orgy I went to.
Do they have orgies on this train? He is Ralph Wiggum like. I feel like we just keep doing it. You know who Ralph Wiggum is, Jackie?
Who?
He's a TikTok. Folks, people, are there? I guess that's the only story. I mean, orgy and cocaine, there's nothing else that happened this week.
There's a few things, I think.
Oh, I thought we were done.
Well, there's a couple of things.
How much treason are we? How much new treason have we found out about? When Trump talks, he's usually just kind of talking about the old treason we already knew about, but we're like, oh, he's talking about that. But then, like, so Ginnie Thomas, that's sort of new treason. Did we know that was that bad? Ted Cruz?
Ted Cruz is sort of new. I mean, neither of this treason is surprising treason, but it's not, hasn't been verified yet. I mean, it has now. It wasn't beforehand, but yeah. Mark Meadows getting the Texas after Texas from old Clarence Thomas' wife. Yeah, do something. What is it? What was she saying? Did he? You know, I think half of it was the QAnon stuff, all that stuff. She's right there in the middle of it. Is Mark Meadows in the middle of that, or is he just appeasing Ginnie Thomas like he does the rest of his constituents?
Madison Cawthorn replaced Mark Meadows.
Well, there you go. It's all connected, isn't it?
It is all connected. I don't know. Crazy people. I'm going to say, if you've got Mark Meadows' phone number, you're probably a little nuts already.
Yeah.
And probably.
You don't want, I don't want, yeah.
And unless you're texting him, like maybe to pick up some.
How is it that, now you mentioned it, Mark Meadows' phone number, how is it that he never made Trump mad enough to give his phone number out like he did Lindsey Graham? Maybe it's still coming.
I just Googled Debbie Meadows, who's Mark Meadows' wife, and she was in trouble for
voting.
Yeah, voting. I was like, who's his wife? I feel like this is a podcast about powerful men's wives. This week.
What kind of trouble they're in?
Oh boy, my wife. Remember that?
She got now. She was voting in a state that she shouldn't have been voting in. Right. Same with him. I think he did it too.
Yeah, but
now that we got all these new, we're trying to stop this corruption in the system. And I guess they're catching some people. I guess.
Mark. Yeah, they're all married to Mark Meadows.
It looks like it. Yeah,
I was googling her, Mark Meadows' wife, just for an innocent joke. Like, if you have Mark Meadows' phone number, you're either telling him like you're gonna have to pick the kids up from carpool or whatever, or you're insurrectionist. But yeah, everybody's just fucked up. This is a weird. Also, listen, I don't know who Debbie Meadows is. on what she does besides be married to Mark Meadows and support him in his misdeeds.
I'll be honest, it doesn't even really bother me that she illegally votes.
It's kind of far down the list, I'm going to say.
Yeah. That's that. Like, oh, she shouldn't do that, but I ain't going to load this sleep over it.
But Ginnie Thomas, Clarence Thomas's wife, I don't want this to be like sexist, right? There's just a lot of unrecognized sexism in this world that we're not talking about. We're talking about people as if Will Smith's wife or Clarence Thomas's wife, or who are some of the other wives we're talking about this week? There's another wife. But they're awful people on their own. I don't want to sell them short. I don't want to say, wife of Clarence. When she goes to jail, it shouldn't say wife of Clarence, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. It should say right-wing activist, insurrectionist, Trump lover, awful person,
conspiracy
theorist. Ginnie Thomas was put in jail today. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen, folks.
He ain't ever going to recuse himself of something. And Lord knows everybody knows that's a law. Should have been. You got to recuse yourself if the case about you. He's already had one before about getting these damn phone texts, but he was the one that voted no. Now I know why, because he knew his wife was going to come up in it all. Now let's not do that. Anybody going to vote with me? You sure? I guess none of their wives are texting Mark Meadows, but I'm in trouble now. I'm in for it now. But you're supposed to recuse yourself, but he ain't going to do it. And it ain't going to make a damn difference. Ain't nobody going to do nothing about it. Don't you know somewhere right now, Jeff Sessions is sitting in a pile of his own mess crying like, I'm the biggest excuse my language, dumbass ever was. Why did I recuse myself from that Russia? Why did I do that? Didn't have to. Maybe in hindsight you can see it. He didn't at the time. I might get in trouble, or I might get in trouble. You ain't gonna get in trouble. None of them get in trouble.
I hate to say it. I don't say it that often on this podcast. Trump was right. He didn't have to recuse himself.
He didn't have to recuse it. Wasn't nobody. They'd have raised hell about it like they was raising hell about everything else. Like they're raising hell about everything right now, which you should do.
You should do. You should recuse yourself. You should.
Yes, what you're supposed to do. If it's a case involving you personally, you can't oversee that. He's already done it once. He'll do it again.
But he didn't have to, and also he can. Also, everybody always says, they're worried about the Supreme Court's image. What's the man's name? The Chief Justice Roberts.
Yeah.
Look, I know he's Chief Justice of the United States of America. It doesn't mean ever middle-aged white man podcast host is going to remember his name every time. If that's what he's worried about, then, forget it, man. I got a lot going on up in here. I'm trying to get Barbara Grassley's orgy images out.
All right.
Keep them in. I don't know. Hell, I don't judge anybody for the imaginary orgies they're at in my mind. I just want to say that they say, Roberts is worried about the image of the court. And so you think that they really are worried about the image of the court, or you're like, the Oscars. Yeah. People, we don't hit anybody or what, like, nobody cares. Like nobody, I mean, there's lots of reasons for lots of different stuff, but it kind of comes down to nobody really cares. Like the Supreme Court, he ain't gonna do nothing for Clarence Thomas, and we're like, oh yes, we must keep the sanctity of what the Academy Awards and the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, terrible. They've been terrible on that. At some point, we decided, they have to remain above the fray, but they're the ones doing the fray. They're the ones outlawing abortion. They're gonna do it. These people, and we're like, Roberts is worried about the image of the court. He ain't worried about shit.
No,
They said they're the ones doing it. They're just trying to make it seem like it's okay. The Academy Awards, well, we shouldn't hit people. Let's not talk about, Hattie McDaniel or whatever, Roman Polanski, whatever. Like the whole thing is just like every time we're like, well, this thing, we must preserve this thing. If you think about what you're preserving for like 2 seconds, it's like, oh shit, no, maybe we just burn it down. Maybe we just burn it down. Right? You can't reform these things, all these things. Government, America, let's just burn it down. Or maybe you take the pieces that are good. There's the things that are good. If there's a piece in John Roberts that's decent and actually wants to make things seem different and not just to preserve evil people doing terrible things to the rest of the country, maybe we take that part out. Maybe we take all the good parts of the Oscars out. Except, it's really just a thing for old people because it's got the obituaries in it.
What's the good? That's the only part the Oscar I'd even look at.
When we leave the obituaries in, I wish they'd also say it'd be like local paper obituaries, like at the Oscars. Like they say where the services were. They say who the survivors are.
Look, I like watching people hit one another on TV, but not on that show. No, sir. I want to see my wrestling. I want to see it to my other shows or whatnot, but not on that. No, that ain't going to win me over. The only thing it did on that, they gave Lethal Weapon an Oscar, but they didn't put it on the TV. I want to see Lethal Danny Glover. Yeah, Lethal Weapon, Danny Glover. Got it. Finally got one. They gave him one lifetime TV. I want to hear what he got to say about it. I watch him in moving my whole big chunk of my life. I always like him. Good. But no, we ain't going to put that on TV, but we're going to slap people.
Listen, if we'd had Hans Zimmer and fucking editing awards in there, everybody been too tired to slap anybody.
That's true, yeah. Everybody, thank you kindly for listening to us on here. We hope you're still listening to us, and we appreciate you coming back and all that stuff. And also want to thank each and every one of our special people over on Patreons. Thank you kindly. We'll be talking to y'all here in a little bit on Extra 20 Minutes with Jackie and Dunlap. It's me and old Dunlap here.
Hey,
yeah, still talking for 20 more minutes, sometimes longer, never less than. Maybe once it was less than, but we made up the next one, right? Is that how we did it?
I think we just gave everybody like prorated the money they paid that month and give it back to them.
I'm pretty sure we didn't do that.
I think it was like 5, 10 cents, something like that. 30 cents, 35 cents, maybe. We sent everybody 35 cents, I think.
Maybe 35 cents or so. I can't remember exactly, but yeah.
Wasn't that much because we was just like a minute or two under, so it didn't come out to be that much. But you wanted to make it right, so
it was it was less than a minute. I remember it was less than a minute. It was like you're looking at 35, 40 seconds, I think. But well, we made it up to you, and we'll keep making it up to you. And we want to thank all of our special subscribers. Who give us $5 or more a month that helps us plug in the computer wires and keep all the things moving this way and that. We want to thank all of y'all, and I hope you are still enjoying 20 extra minutes with Jackie and Dunlap because we enjoy doing it.
We do. I didn't know if that was it. I didn't know.
No.
It felt like if I just jumped in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you pretty much said it all. It just felt like I was belaboring the point. Everybody knows I like them, but I think they get kind of scared of you. It's probably good for you to reaffirm how much you like them every once in a while. They know I'm their friend.
Well, they know we like them. It's nice to hear it every now and then. If I'm giving somebody $5 a month, I want to hear them tell me that they like me. I mean, that's what they're paying for it.
I think in your case, especially, because I think people just sort of assume you're mad at them most of the time.
No, why would I be mad at somebody for giving it $5 or more a month? That don't make any sense.
You just come off like you're a little angry.
No.
Little something under your skin.
Well, there's such look. If I came off angry or upset or something, I apologize. I got things going on in my personal life that ain't making me the happiest person.
What's going on in your personal life?
I'm not gonna get into it right now. Right now, I'm thanking.
Wait, hold on.
Our
what's
subscribers
happening?
of $5 a month. That's what I'm going to do right now. Is thank each and every one of them. We appreciate it. You help us keep doing this here, and we'll keep on doing it. As long as y'all there to help us do it, and we can't thank you enough. So yeah, I'm like, thank you. Now, if I sounded a little uptight, a little cagey earlier, the only reason is just, well, I don't want to get into it, but I'm going to have to get into it anyway because we're going to do our sponsors. Now, that's right, local sponsors. As much as the help from the Patreon helps us, and we appreciate it, we also get a little help from our local sponsors from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, right here where Jackie, myself, and Dunlap are located. We're not together, but we're both in Murfreesboro as far as I know.
I don't like to give my location out to.
Well, that's because one time there was law enforcement. Somebody told one of them to listen on here and figure out where he was. They run his mouth, and that's what they went and got you.
Yeah, no, I don't need to be in custody. I don't need people tipping the cops off to my location.
Well, you did it yourself. It wasn't somebody tipping them off. It was you. You said it on here, and then they come over. Somebody tipped them to say, because the police sure as hell ain't sitting around listening to this. Somebody tipped him and said, well, he runs his mouth all the time about everything. You listen to it on here, you probably get, find out where his whole family lives. If you want to get them, get each and every one of them. I don't know if that's what they said, but it could have been.
Yeah, it sounds like it, honestly.
Well, I don't know who would told them that. I'm just saying somebody could have. Somebody had to, because otherwise a police officer ain't going to sit around in his squad car and listen to this. Unless they're trying to get you, which they did. But it wasn't that you wouldn't even spend the night there. Yeah. Grandma came down there and paid whatever fine it was. I can't remember what it was. That's your business. No how.
Heaven forbid I don't spend the night in jail. I must not be living up to your expectations.
Well,
what does that mean? Who wants to spend the night in jail?
Well, nobody does. I'm not saying you should. That time I said it. I was trying to say, well, you don't need to worry about it too much because you didn't even have to spend the night that time.
Remember how Otis come in and let himself into the jail on Andy Griffith's show?
Yep.
Sleep it off.
Yeah.
They don't really let you do that.
Well,
I've tried it a couple times. I'll save you the trouble, boys.
Look,
I go in there. They're like, get out, you stink. Get out of here.
Write 4 or 5 volumes of a book on the things they don't let you do in real life that they do in Mayberry.
That could be our podcast. One Orgy one and one
all right.
Andy Griffith.
No. Don't even say the two things in the same breath. That was just look. I got.
Why can't I not listen? Andy Griffith was
no, don't do it.
Had a lot of responsibility on him.
Leave it alone.
Single father. People in the town looked to him for leadership. A lot of pressure. When you are under a lot of pressure, you need to relieve that pressure.
No, just shut your mouth. I don't want to hear about it. He's too busy to do any of that. He's sorting out everybody's problems, all confused people in Mayberry. He's raising a son. He's law enforcement, which law enforcement pretty much the same thing as going around getting everybody's business. I mean, they kind of put him in their business. He don't really, I wouldn't say Andy's nosy. I'd say occasionally he's presumptuous, like he knows how to fix everything. So they can backfire on him a couple of times. But
he's a little judgy, let's be honest. Bit.
But I mean, he's trying to help you for the better, though. He ain't ever tried to hurt nobody that I remember. He don't try to hurt nobody. He may hurt somebody by accident sometime, but he'll make up for that too.
But if Aunt B went, all I'm saying is if Aunt B went to Mount Pilot and Andy threw an orgy.
All right.
He knows how. He's very responsible.
Leave it alone. I thank you, Master Cawthorn, for ruining my damn week.
Yeah, Floyd the barber. Show up at your orgy. Come on, that's funny.
No, it's not funny. It's if you're 10 years old, it is.
Yeah.
Look at them at an orgy.
Barney Fife orgy. Just getting all uptight.
Shut your mouth.
Calm down, Barn. Andy, I need to talk to you for a minute. They have an orgy, Barn. You got to talk to him for a second. Oh, that was an excellent orgy we had last night.
No.
Andy, I just thought that was the best.
No. Just let it alone.
Not even a good point.
You will sit there and R.C. Bass at orgy.
R.C. Bass at the orgy. Name them all at an orgy. It's good. It's still funny.
Orgy. No, it ain't good.
Every one of them at an orgy.
No, not Opie.
No,
not
Opie.
There's a limit for everything, and even humor. It goes too far. Somebody make that joke, I'm liable to get up. Anyhow,
maybe Opie shows up and everybody has to hide in the closet. It's Neil Simon's Andy Griffith's orgy, and gee, Pa, I just came home early.
Neil Simon Neil Simon. Neil Simon's. What did you say?
Neil Simon's Andy Griffith's orgy. That's it. I don't even know. It's not even funny. I don't even know.
I don't know why I'm giggling at it. It's not funny.
We waited too late to do this.
Let me just talk about my damn sponsors and get through
this. Why does it smell like Floyd's shorts in here?
Why would he know what Floyd's shorts smell like?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Look, I'm not Neil Simon. I don't know if you've noticed that. I'm not Neil Simon.
I don't think Neil Simon was filthy. I seen the Odd Couple. They don't get dirty on there. They make a joke and
some innuendo.
Well, yeah, but that's what TV used to be. Nowadays, they show you everything. They talk about it, and there it is.
Yeah, a lot more dicks on TV now. If HBO,
sometimes they don't even talk about it. It's just there it is. They don't even warn you it's coming.
If Andy Griffith's orgy was on HBO, you'd see everybody's dicks because you see dicks now.
All right.
And I don't care. Some people say too many dicks. I say, man, grow up. Be an adult.
I don't want to look at either one of it. None of it. Lady men, none of it. I like people, however you identify, I don't mind at all, but I like it when people have clothes on. It makes me more comfortable when people have clothes on.
I like it when people have their clothes off.
I know you do. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Makes me more comfortable.
Orgy. I just want to do my sponsors and get this over with.
Let me say one more thing. I know on this podcast we talk about a lot of other imaginary podcasts we'll never do. And we often talk about an Andy Griffith podcast where we watch Andy Griffith show. But if we watch Andy Griffith show and just made the dirtiest jokes about it, about everybody doing an orgy, about how horny they are for each other in Mayberry, that'd be funny, right?
No.
Am I wrong in thinking that just thinking about Andy Griffith's show at an orgy is funny? Because you keep saying no, and I just really keep going back to it.
I don't want to think about it, whether it's funny or not. It ain't something I want to think about. Just let it alone.
It's just a week where I had a lot of preconceived notions about how the world works, and I just had to rethink a lot of things and listen and learn.
All right.
And maybe I'm wrong about Andy Griffith orgy.
All right, let it go.
Maybe that's the podcast.
Just let it go.
Maybe I'm wrong about the Andy Griffith orgy. Yeah, maybe I'm. You know what? I've gone all the way around on this one. I'm just going to let it go for now.
Thank you. Local sponsor give us $25. We do with sponsors on here. We have a bunch of good sponsors. Had a few. Let's say, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to say anything. I don't have any ill will told anything, but it would be my sponsor again. I put it that way because of casualty of death and ruin and on and on. But I ain't going to go down that. I ain't got time for that now. I'm going to do my sponsor now, get it over with. And just to show that there's no hard feelings, Hilltop overalls are the most comfortable yet rugged, relaxing overalls.
Well, they pay you to say that.
They give me $25 to say it. This is the last time too, though. Like I said, this will be the last time Hilltop will be on here. I'm doing this in good faith. We had discussed it earlier. I thought this was going to be the week if you'd get some of these magazines. Gordon Squab, Donkey House, Fence Row Weekly, and No Dummies Almanac. This was going to be the week you'd be able to get into those, or some of them anyhow, and see the new line of overalls that I was going to be the spokesmodel for. And I never thought in a million years I wanted to be a model. That's the last thing in the world I ever thought I'd want to do, but I'll be honest as well that I was flattered when Gent Safers came up to me, and he happened to be an agent for overall models, and said I would do well, and I trusted him. He seemed like he's on the up and up, and it ain't his fault. It ain't. He's still a fine agent. I wish I could have worked with him more. I wish I could have got to know him better. But as he explained to me, this is how things go in show business, this kind of fashion world. This how it is. It's this way one day, and the next day it's that way. And when it was this way, well, I was going to be a spokesmodel. I went to my first fashion shoot. It was exciting. The green got sticky to me. I did not necessarily sweat it off, but you got, had to dry it out from time to time. But I was looking forward to them putting the computer overalls on it, or however it works. I don't know. Like I said, this was all new to me. I was looking forward to learning about all this whole new world. But I can save what noggin work that would take for something else, I guess. Crossword puzzles, or, whatever else is in the back of the paper to write on. Because I'm no longer the spokesperson for Hilltop overalls. No, they decided to go a different way. That's what Jen Schaefer said. They went a different way with this, and I wanted to know. I said, I think I have a right to know. I said, listen, nothing I can do about it. I have to get fired is getting fired. You can't say, well, I'd like to keep my job. Well, I guess you can say it, but it don't matter none. Business is business, as he said repeatedly over and over. This ain't personal. This is just business. And I guess it is business. And if it's business and being a spokesperson for an overall brand, I guess I'm just not capable of doing that. I'm just not qualified to do it. So I'm going to announce it on here, the new spokesperson, the new brand or label or whatever you want to call it, of the face of Hilltop overalls is Booty Bird. That's right, Booty Bird.
I love Booty Bird.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? Now, I didn't know who, but I thought it was a person when they told me. When he said, well, they're going to go with this thing, it's on the computer and people like it, and it's a big to do, and all. I guess they're going for a younger audience, whereas older audience, because you got old man, a beard and everything. But it turns out old people love Booty Bird too. I don't know why.
Yeah, everybody loves Booty Bird.
It's something on a computer. He showed it to me. Showed me a little picture. It's a little cartoon bird. And looking back at you while it's got his tail feathers up. Yeah. That's what I call it, tail feathers, because that's a dance song. That's what they call, shake your tail feather. And it's just shaking his tail feather, looking in the eye and laughing, or tweeting or whatever you want to make it sound or whatever. And it's like, look, it's a Booty Bird. It's all over TikToks, Twitter's talks, all of it. I don't know. Well, Chauncey's, I think it's on there. Someone told me.
All of them.
Well, if that's what all of them want is booty bird, and don't even wear overalls because it can't wave his feather the booty at you if it's got overalls. So I don't even understand it. Don't make sense to me.
So Booty Bird's gonna be new top overall model.
Well, it's not
Hilltop.
going to be model. It's just like it's like Tony Tiger sells, made a deal with Frosted Flakes. So you know how they make a deal, and now he's on the box. Well, this is going to be selling in the ads. They're going to have a bird shaking his little booty bird, shaking his booty at you, whatever it is.
But not in the overalls, you don't think? It seems like that would be a natural.
Well, the one he showed me, there were no overalls. If something's popular and then you put clothes on it and it don't have clothes and you put clothes on it, it confuses people. That's what I think.
That's true. That's true. It's hard to make that. It's hard to make that transition from unclothed to clothed.
They still don't put pants on Porky Pig, and that's why he don't wear pants.
Yep, it would be like, who the fuck is that? No, that's Porky. It ain't either.
Tell him to take those pants off. That's Porky, That's how I'm used to it that way.
Now I see. Yeah, okay. Hey, Porky.
What you got pants on for?
But Booty Bird may be different because I know he's doing it for the overalls. They put him in like how I pictured you in this ad on the billboard. Like you'd see your backside and you'd be turned around, kind of like Booty Bird. I guess that's where I got it from. You'd be turned around, maybe winking, and people drive under that Hilltop overalls billboard, and they go, "Hey, it's old Jackie Brawls." But now they can do exactly that with Booty Bird, except he'll be shaking that booty, that bird booty. Hell yeah, make me want to buy some Hilltop overalls.
I don't know why anybody. Look, it's a fine product anyway. Just because I ain't the spokesperson for it, don't mean I'm gonna start a line or saying this or that because I got hard feelings. And I don't have. Well, I do. I got hurt feelings. Ain't hard. The hurt. I'm old enough where I can admit to emotions or whatnot. I was looking forward to this. Thought it was something else, but in this day and age, just you can show me TikTok over and over again. I don't know what. I don't not gonna go get a phone to look at it. You can show me that booty bird a shaking and a tweeting or chatting, whatever it does, shaking his tail feathers at me and winking or however it does. I don't remember. I don't understand it. I don't know why people like it. It's cute, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's
yeah, look at there. Hey, yeah. I mean,
he got the number one song on the local radio station.
Song?
Yeah, it's a Booty Bird song.
I didn't hear no song. He showed me a picture in this computer thing where it shakes his rear end at you.
Yeah.
And he said, look, that's Booty Bird. And I didn't know who it was. I still don't. But I mean, how long are you supposed to look at it? What else does it do? It just does that, and that's it.
Yeah. But now there's a song and now overall. So slowly but surely. Oh, Booty Bird. I'm sorry, Jackie. I know you had your heart set on being America's Next top overall model.
Well, it didn't have my heart set on it necessarily. Like I said, it wasn't something I ever dreamed I'd want to do. It just hurt your feelings when someone said you ain't qualified. If somebody goes so far to say, oh, you so good at this, and oh, you so good at that, and oh, you perfect. Hold your head this way. Bend over that way. Look at this. Oh, that's great. This is some of the best I ever seen next week. Nah, we don't want you. We want Booty Bird.
Yeah, I must think having a bird be better than you.
Well, it's not better than me. It's having to think they can sell overalls. I said, old people, I don't know why they like Booty Bird because I'm an old person and I don't like it. I mean, I don't dislike it either. It's just like if I look at it, it's less than a minute. I ain't gonna sit there and look at it over half a minute and be amused by it anymore. And one time's enough. I ain't gonna get on computer to go back to it to look at it again and again. If it's in a magazine, selling overalls or whatever Booty Birds are doing, it's still gonna be shaking his little rear end at you, and I don't need to see it over and over again. I think to me, I'd get tired of looking at it if it's everywhere. So, somebody ought to show it to me at work, a Booty Bird dance. Now, Booty Bird trying to tell me about some overall. I don't like. To me, I think that's what do you call it? Overdoing it or something? Oversaturated it.
Jackie, I got an idea. Okay, I can tell you're losing it.
No, I ain't losing it. They can do what they want to do, and far be it from me. They smarter than I am. I ain't saying. I'm just saying this from the simple man's point of view. Booty Bird once in the morning. Even that's too much. Booty Bird. The one time I showed it to me, and like I said, it's less than a minute. I can't say spending more time than that. That's the only time they see it for the rest of my life, and it's not personal. I'm just saying that I don't say going back to it and revisiting it. And then if you start putting it in ads where they just put it in your face, Booty Bird, put your booty in your face, Booty Bird, put your food, Booty Bird, always in your face all the time. You get tired of it.
That's how the song goes.
What?
That's basically the chorus of the song, what you just said. They put a beat to it, and that's it.
What?
You must have heard it.
I didn't hear no Booty Bird song. He showed it to me on the computer for a few minutes, and there wasn't no music to it. It just said bird of chattering and mocking you while shaking his
How did Gent Safers land the Booty Bird?
That's his business. I didn't ask him.
Man, he's good. He's good.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
He may be. We'll see, though. In the long run, like I said, it may be too much. People may have enough Booty Bird. Can't be popular forever, Booty Bird, or whoever it is.
When they something people like, they just want to keep, watching it or eating it or orgy in it or cocaine in it, whatever.
Just shut it.
But Jackie, listen, I do have an idea. This was a rough week for the overall industry. I'll tell you that. I thought, a pretty good thing going. I'm a working man. I don't know if I talk about it enough on here, but it's real important to me. My work is very important to me, and my career.
What? They ain't either one of them. Either one of them's real.
Very important to me as an overall model, talent scout, and agent. And, I have rivals like Gent Safers. He landed you your deal at Hilltop and apparently also landed the Booty Bird. And I thought, well, he doesn't know what he's doing because he signed up Jackie Broles. But he obviously knows what he's doing because he got Booty Bird in a pair of Hilltop overalls.
He didn't have them on. I didn't say how they was going to do it. It may be standing beside a pair. I don't know what it is.
And it just makes me think, well, maybe he does know what he's doing. And I had a crisis of faith, I guess, this week, Jackie. And I just worked so hard. I've just always worked so hard. I'm just tired from working so hard my whole life. Hey, working man. And I thought I discovered Brushy Shepherd, and I put him in Glade Tough overalls. Now, Glade Tough, maybe if you're from Murfreesboro, you don't know Glade Tough because you're not well traveled. Maybe you haven't been down to northern Alabama or eastern northern Georgia, which is Glade Tough country. Maybe you know Hilltop because you stuck in Murfreesboro all your life and never go anywhere. Because you're scared to put yourself out in the real world. Because when you do, you get slapped down by the Booty Bird.
Didn't nobody slap nobody down. They went a different way, is what it said.
Yeah.
Nobody got slapped.
We know what that means.
Well, whatever way it was, it ain't me.
So we had a big shoot for Brushy. Real authentic.
Right.
Real attractively relaxed.
You don't have to keep talking about this just to run me down anymore. You don't have to keep making up that you overall agent Brushy. That's a bunch of bull hockey. I ain't got the job anymore. Now you just wasting your time. You win, okay? You win. I don't get to be overall model. Fine. Don't rub it in anymore.
Stick with me, Jackie. We were having this beautiful shoot with Brushy.
Yeah, right.
And the man who run the food, craft services man, the crafty, he said, "Are we going to have lunch?" And he had like some salads. Because he's used to like high fashion shoots. And I said, Brushy likes to eat. He said, well, hell, I'm going to make some chili some chili dogs, some cheesy, super cheesy chili dogs. Y'all like that? He said, I never get to make my super cheesy chili dogs when I do my fashion shoots. And I said, yeah, bring him on. And Brushy was excited. He said, you know what? This is going to make me look good, extra good in these overalls because I'm going to be full of super cheesy chili dogs. And we shouldn't have done it. You know, the makeup lady said, I don't know if this is a good idea with his beard and just the way he eats normal. And she was right. She was right. I've seen him get food all over himself before.
He does every time. What do you mean you've seen it before? That's all he does. He gets food on him. I mean, yes, he's fine. He's a nice guy and all that. But when it comes to eating and food, more of it goes on all over him than in his stomach.
This looked like he took 2 super cheesy chili dogs and just rubbed them all over his face and his clothes and his chest hair.
Sick now. Now I will admit this part of the story that I thought you was making up. This all sounds true because that's him right there. That Brushy right there. You got it all over it. Yeah.
And Donnie Nana Jr. there. He was there. He's a overall model talent scout. He's the one who discovered me. And the folks from Glade Tough were there, and they said, this is I'm disgusted.
Well, anybody would be. I don't care what business you're in, overalls or, hardware. It don't make any difference. That's awful looking at it.
And they let Brushy go and let me go. Donnie Nana Jr. said he was wrong about me.
Oh, I know Brushy's wife, Denise, going to be mad at that if this is true now.
They didn't even. Did they say, well, is anybody going to clean this mess up? And I said, that's your problem now. Again, toxic masculinity, the way this culture perceives cis relationships, men, women, man, wife.
Ain't no way.
My woman, my wife. What?
No way to treat Denise. She got to live with that.
Denise does have to live with that. And she's cleaning enough chili off him overalls. Brushy didn't really care. It seemed to me when we started this journey together, if I told Brushy, well, one day you're going to get a couple of chili dogs, he'd be like, all right, I'm in. He didn't care. Denise honestly seemed a little put out. They didn't give her gas per diem, and that was like $400 because she had to drive to McMinnville. Donnie Nana Jr. turned his back on me. Glade Tough turned their back on me. I heard him saying, I will say this makes me happy because I heard him saying as I was walking to my granny's car, they were going, you think we could get Booty Bird?
Quit. Just don't rub it in. All right.
So I'm just saying, I don't know who Glade Tough is going with. Because there's not 2 Booty Birds. Is there?
I wouldn't know. There wouldn't be no point to have another one because I'm bored looking at the first one after that, less than a minute.
But, Jackie, the difference between you and me is that when life humiliates you and calls you a clown,
why?
You say, you're right, life. I am a clown. I guess I'll just apologize to overalls. But me, I say, no, I'm good. You're wrong. So I went straight to Thrifty Thread overalls. And I said, I have just run a successful campaign for Glade Tough overalls. Thrifty Thread.
That wasn't successful. That was not, you lied to him because that was not a successful campaign.
Well,
it non-existent, I believe is the correct term. That as far if it between successful and non-existent, it's non-existent.
Jackie, what you're criticizing is my salesmanship. And that salesmanship made me the new overalls.
Yeah.
Talent scout agent for Thrifty Thread overalls. Probably the greatest bargain priced overalls in Middle Tennessee.
Wait a minute. What kind is
Northern
it?
Alabama and Eastern Georgia.
What's the name of it again?
Thrifty Thread overalls.
Oh, you can't wear. Look. Back ways a while ago, my wife she used to still go out shopping. She can't go out now because stroke. She stayed at home. But when she used to go shopping, she'd say, "Oh, I saw a deal on these," and she'd get the Thrifty Thread. I remember overall. I'd wear it a week. I'd wear it not even a week at work. About 3 or 4 days, you go home. You wash those twice, 2 times. Wash one time, wear it half of another week. It's going to fall apart. That ain't worth the money. I'm sorry. I know people on the budget, people can't afford things, but you waste the money getting that. If you get 50 thread, it's going to it'll fall right off of you after a while.
Hey, it's called fast fashion. Look it up.
Why?
People ain't got $1 million to spend on their overalls these days.
No, spend an extra $25, $30 and the overall's going to last is all I'm saying.
With Biden in the White House, we're all looking to Thrifty Thread overalls to save us a little bit of money that goes right into the gas tank. Thrifty Thread overalls, Jackie, sure. They may not be the expensive, extravagant overalls that you're used to with your privilege in your bubble.
How's it privilege or problem? She brought me some. I tried them. I didn't hold my nose to them. I put them on. I wore them. They last you about maybe less than 2 weeks. I ain't got the numbers on my head, but less than 2 weeks, 2 washes. You wash that thing a second time, which I work the barbecue, everything else. Maybe if you don't go nowhere in the overalls, you sit around the house in them or something. Maybe if you don't get no grease on them or nothing on them, maybe they last a little longer than that, but they can't last that long. No, they fall apart after 2 washes.
Would you like to be the new top overall model for Thrifty Thread overalls?
Top overall? What?
Could you set aside your high exacting standards to get back in the overall model game?
Why would I want to get back in the overall game the way it treated me?
To prove them all wrong, to rub our faces in it.
What other little animal on computer shaking its rear end at you? Tell me how many more of them there are, and then if there ain't any left, maybe.
Jackie, you and me together, this may be why God put us together this exact moment.
What?
You and me working together, ain't no animal shaking its ass going to get in our way.
Well, I don't know about me and you working together. I don't know what you're asking me. It don't make any sense. Where's the job in this? Didn't nobody want me to be an overall model. I went and tried to do it. Thought I was doing it right. Turns out, no, I'm not. And a little bird shake his booty, a little booty bird, that knows how to do it.
Listen, Thrifty Thread. And I said, well, what you got in mind? I said, I don't know. I've been thinking about authenticity and attractively relaxation. And they said, you know what Hilltop was doing with this hayseed here. And they showed me, I guess some of the pictures had leaked.
Pictures?
I guess some of the green screen pictures that had you up against a fence post, fence row.
A green fence post, a green wall. Screen. Yeah, I didn't know.
They ran a campaign in Bait Digger. I don't know if you saw that spread. So you got out there a little bit. I mean,
didn't say, didn't nobody tell me nothing like that. They owe me some money if something's in a magazine somewhere. Hell.
Well, Bait Digger is just distributed free when you buy a certain amount of worms.
Oh, well, I don't know how all that works, but still.
So I don't know if you're owed anything, but you were the talk of Thrifty Thread. What Thrifty Thread liked may be what the American or Middle Tennessee, Northern Alabama, and Eastern Georgia public likes. And that's the Jackie Broles overall touch. Booty Bird's flash in the pan. Hilltop's going to come to regret that decision if you'll get into business with me and Thrifty Thread or its sub-bargain line, Bargain Drawer.
Sub-bargain line.
Well, sometimes they don't go straight to the Thrifty Thread line. They start out a campaign with this on the sub-bargain line. That's Bargain Drawer overalls. Cheap but good.
Well, I don't know about representing all that. Do they want to take pictures of them wearing overalls? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Not all like, could we go to a real farm instead of all the green behind me and the green outfit and the green pole and the green all of it wall?
Oh, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, at least if something goes wrong and it don't work out, I may have some nice pictures to, do something with down the road or something. Just, for give to family, frame or something nice like that. If they
display on your coffin when you die.
No, I didn't. You Josh him anyhow. Ain't none of this true. You ain't gonna be no.
Jackie, I'll set it up. We'll get going. This is your second chance. Your chance to get revenge, which is the best reason to do anything.
No, I don't want no revenge on. I don't want no revenge at all for Jet Cyphers or Booty Bird or none of it. I ain't holding a grudge. It is what it is. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to kind of see through. You know how I am. I'm one of those people. If you start something, you're gonna finish it. You're gonna be the one to. I'm gonna do this and let's see how it turns out. And I'm just like that with overall modeling as it was with anything else. Open up a store, but I'd be interested to see, what it's like if it's real, which I don't know if it is yet or
Let's
not.
do it. Bring your checkbook and let's get going.
Well, my checkbook.
Well, because it's the sub bargain line, we'll have to keep receipts and put in for reimbursements. But they pay within 6 months.
No,
That's how it works, Jackie. In modeling, you have to do a lot of invoicing.
It did work the other way. The only way it worked is I show up, wear a bunch of green stuff to take a bunch of pictures. I guess they put in the garbage or bait, whatever. And then Booty Bird comes along, and that's all. It's all she wrote.
Yeah, they spend money like water. Who knows how much it costs to get Booty Bird? Or all them green screen clothes.
I ain't gonna pay for
you
to get Booty Bird. I ain't gonna pay for nobody to look at Booty Bird.
Bargain?
No.
Bargain?
No.
Drawer overalls is going to be in business for years and years because everybody's broke and nobody ain't got no money. And they are very wise with how they spend. Now, sure, that means that we'll have to get paid back. And it may take a little while before we get paid in actual money, but we do get some exposure, which is always great for a developing career like yours.
Well, I don't know how much money you're talking, and I don't want to discuss it on here if it's going to be that way. I don't,
They may put you on a billboard, but one of the small ones.
A billboard?
Yeah, it's more like one of those signs like for Burma Shave they tack on the side of the road.
What about print?
Well, they don't start out going with the big, high fashion overall magazines.
Well, they
like almanacs or
donkey houses. And what
they're not going for Gordon Squaw, but they might try to do some sort of Xeroxing and stapling to a telephone pole outside of the co-op.
Huh.
I mean,
people see it. That's for sure. People they'd see it if you're coming out of co-op. You look. Usually, I look. I think an animal's gone missing because I'll ride around the truck, look for it for a little while. But I mean, you don't look at it. That's true. You're right about that. Well,
you're their audience and their model, so it's perfect. It's a perfect match. And listen, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't see some way to make a lot of money down the road.
Well, I ain't doing it for money now. I mean, I want to be paid what's fair.
Sure, but you're an artist. I understand. That's why you need someone like me looking out for your monetary interests.
Well, I don't know about that. If you don't put me in touch with the thrifty or bargain drawer, whatever it is, they can talk to me. But
they'd love to talk to you. They love the authenticity.
Well, I might believe it a little bit more if it's somebody beside you are telling me. I'll put it that way.
And listen, they may get so excited they may be like, you know what? We're moving you up to Thrifty Thread line. They may say we're going to get your picture in Vittles and Fixins magazine. Who knows what they'll say? They might say, you know what, we're going to staple your flyer up over billboards all over the main highways, not just the back roads. They have a lot of ideas. They're just very cautious with their.
Well, I'm the one who's cautious. What are you talking about now?
I'm cautious.
No, I'm cautious because after what I went through, I may not be real experienced in it, but I had, I've already had the ups and downs of the modeling career and overall modeling career so far. So it ain't like I'm coming into it brand new anymore. I know, I got a few expectations I might need just, have to take care of. I'm just saying.
Hell yeah. It's time for your comeback, Jackie.